Welcome to Fit Club Vegas, the ultimate fitness destination for visitors. Drop in for a day pass and experience our 10,000 square foot fitness playground. At Fit Club, you'll find state-of-the-art equipment and a sound system so good you'll pitch your headphones. Conveniently located 7 to 12 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip, Fit Club is a perfect spot for you to come get your pump while visiting Sin City. So come check us out at 4525 West Hacienda, Las Vegas, Nevada. Fit Club Vegas, more than a gym, it's a vibe.
Wasting his time saying, this guy just came up to me in the parking lot and wants to sell me a Rolex. What should I do? If anyone approaches you in a parking lot and asks to sell you anything, you should run.
But hold on. Yeah, but there's more to the story. If they approach you in the Happy Jewelers parking lot, okay, you were at Walmart.
Yeah, what's the difference? Fucking guy's driving the car and he looks desperate. He needs to leave, right? And the thing that he pulled it worked perfectly. So he has a Apple Watch, he has a iPad, you have this, okay. And then you have iPhone and say, yeah, so bring the iPhone. And as soon as he opened the thing, he showed up. Like, holy shit. So it is.
So what did he want to sell you? Everything?
Everything, yeah.
Oh,
he wanted to sell me.
You picked the Rolex to buy?
No, afterwards at least he showed me the Rolex saying, look okay, right? And I kind of the one that you have, so that's why I sent it to you.
Why didn't you keep it and put it in the mix with that picture you just posted with manager Matt and Steve Weinberg?
Why didn't you wear it?
What did you show for your watch?
Because I already said it's fake, so I'm not going to wear a fucking fake watch.
Why didn't you show your watch?
Listen, I wish you showed your watch.
Listen.
All right, so we are here to review.
I'm posting all this shit.
So we are here to review the best Arnold Classic ever.
Do you think so?
I'm just going to say that.
Okay.
Listen, the whole experience, let's just, first of all, huge shout out to Arnold, the staff, Brian Powers, tremendous.
Unbelievable.
Tremendous expo show. David Bay did an amazing job. I got to shout out David Bay. The whole committee, everyone that was involved with that show, the expo was bananas.
Have you ever seen an expo that busy?
FIBO? A few times. Yeah.
FIBO is like a trade show. That was a show expo. Have you ever seen a bodybuilding show with an FIBO is the only one that's like that.
You guys go to more expos, so if you are impressed.
I'll tell you, it was the busiest. The Young LA booth was the biggest thing you've ever seen. First of all, the booth was the biggest expo booth ever, that we've seen.
Never.
They had God knows how many people doing meet and greets and John.
They had four meet and greets going at a time every hour since
the lines. When Trend Twins line was as wide as this room, and it went from the
halfway
hall to
back and forth. I've seen it. I couldn't even go through.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And I mean the quality of the show. I felt like the competitors were very close. Saturday night, everyone looking down the line. I'm like, oh my gosh, this top 10 is everyone looked phenomenal, in my opinion.
Yeah, but then again, when you say best ever, I mean, you were on the stage there with
I know, but
Dexter and Chris Cormier.
Our memories are swayed a little bit.
There's three Mr. Olympias on that stage.
Yeah,
212 Olympia.
Yeah.
William Bonnick has won how many Arnolds?
Bonnick was 2, right?
That's as stacked as an Arnold could ever be.
Yeah.
The only thing would have been better is if Hottie would have jumped in there.
Yeah. It would be. So, out of top 10 Olympians, there were 5 of them on the stage, including Mr. Olympia.
So it just goes to show $500K first prize.
Yeah, the last time a reigning Mr. Olympia did the Arnold was in 01 when Ronnie did it.
Anybody know what was the second place?
I think
award?
250.
I think 250, I think.
250 would be great. One thing that I must say, because of course I was not in a winner's circle like you, winner takes all. I would like to see when you raise the prize money, give more money to the rest of the people as well.
I can see that. I mean, it's coming.
Is it?
Don't be surprised if we roll into start advertising for next year that it's this is going to increase.
1M.
It's first. Oh no, that was never mind. Keep going.
Yeah, the men's physique winner Ali. He didn't even know how much he won.
Well, I don't think he cared, but because he looked phenomenal, and I think all those. I mean, everyone we wanted to talk, and I told him as far as the classic physique, like Mike looked unreal. Logan looked unreal.
Let's touch that first.
I mean,
Okay.
You go to classic first.
Yeah, I mean, might as well now that he mentioned. Logan shocked everyone, surprised everyone. He brought the package that I think was so classic. I think that if he had a little bit wider back, this is as classic as they come.
But that's where Mike beats him.
Now, and I mentioned this because I was talking to Chris Aceto after 2018 Classic Olympia when Chris Bumstead beat George Peterson and Breon. And in bodybuilding contest, they would not be even close. Those two guys beat Chris, destroy him as a bodybuilder. But then he won, and they say it's a classic. It's
All right,
different.
well, we're going to do something a little different. Since we're talking about classic, I just want to go right in here, and I just want to show it.
Okay, but let me just finish my point there. So there was not even close in bodybuilding show. 2019, Chris Bumstead came back looking like a freak, and he would even, by bodybuilding judging criteria, won that show. So Mike Sommerfeld, everybody knows he has enough muscle to pretty much compete almost in open division, with the reserve that if he would compete at this year's Arnold Classic Open, he probably wouldn't make top 5. So, but he has that bodybuilding physique. Like Logan looks classic as they come. Only thing he needed was a little bit wider back. His conditioning made even Mike Sommerfeld kind of off. If you look at Mike Sommerfeld by himself,
I think in certain poses.
In certain poses, yeah. So
when I think Mike has a little more denser muscle. It's like saying Logan's condition against like Derek or Samson. You could say that because when you have rounder, fuller muscle, you're going to have less of that detail, in my opinion. Listen, bodybuilding has changed. That's the one thing from your era versus now is, and I say your era meaning like 90s, because people talk about the 90s a lot. I was more of a 2000s era. I feel like it was lighter body weights, less blown up muscle, most of the guys, and more detail.
More detail.
Think about the 80s, like Lee Haney's era.
Yeah.
And think about like Rich Gaspari. Like the body weights weren't high. I mean, Haney had a pretty decently high body weight, but
245.
he was taller. He was 5'11". But look at Labrada's and the people that were placing behind him. They were very rarely massive guys where now you're seeing like a Samson or Andrew Jack in the same show being over 300. Ferrigno was the only one that was 300 pounds.
Yeah.
At 6'5".
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of difference in.
You said detail, and that's exactly what it is. You see, striated muscle is striated muscle. Muscle is supposed to be striated. Every muscle is supposed to be striated, pretty much. So when you don't see striated chest and striated shoulder, you have to wonder, why is that? So are they really lean enough, or did they affect that muscle with whatever they're doing? It was a cleaner sport before. So Classic has those striations, okay? So I appreciate it. I know that C-Bum said that Classic is taking over. It's going to be more popular than Open. I disagree with that. I don't know what you think. I think
I think in the amateur side, they think definitely. I mean, definitely in the amateur side, men's physique is more popular than Open in the amateur side. But when you get into the Open pros, I feel like your still eyes are drawn to the massive muscle. Yes, there's more competitors in Classic.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a lot of the guys, it's like splitting hairs on who looks the best, where the Open, there's like guys that are way ahead of the pack or way behind.
Yeah.
I feel like the competition, it's like anyone's game, where I feel like Classic, it's like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like there's so many good guys that are overlooked, in my opinion.
Yeah. Last year's Olympia, there was like 30 of them that could easily be top 10. Right, they just didn't get the good look.
But it's also, let's be honest, it's more appealing to a up and coming person.
Yeah.
To say I can get to that. It's more attainable.
Yeah. So for the audience,
you're a young kid,
they're making a comments. My physique back in the day, or Jay's physique back in the day.
You would have been more of a.
You wouldn't have made weight though.
I would be a ladies' man. By the way,
we were.
How are your ladies now after they experience real men? Are they scarred?
All I had to do is flex my arm and show real arms versus fake arms.
I just flexed my calves.
that's not. Hey,
She rubbed his
it's
belly in bed last
so
night.
cold in Columbus, Ohio, and he's showing his calves everywhere he goes.
I really had pants on the whole time.
Yeah, you and Flex Lewis, you probably don't even have pants. You have the shorts. Anyway, prejudging of the classic.
This is classic. So since we talked about it, let's just go right into classic.
Yeah. Mike has ideal proportions, but look, Grego right next to him.
Grego is the future of this division.
Yeah, very
The
competitive.
structure is look at Grego's structure.
Yes.
Yes.
So Grego's all the way to the left,
Yes.
looking at the screen. Just a matter of time. I told him that.
Yeah.
Push pause.
I told him that as well.
Yep.
So Mike in the middle. That X-frame V-taper is ridiculous. Okay, it's untouchable. So pretty much, if you make the weight, you're classic. When I ask Steve Weinberger, he says, if somebody makes the weight, they're classic. Okay, so it's end of the story. His V-taper is ridiculous. His arms are not the best. That's one thing that he can improve. Logan had phenomenal arms, but not pronounced V-taper like this.
Get
Sa-
Mike's pec and all that.
Yeah, Sanchez here, Mike is again very powerful. Logan is ripped.
It's going to be hard. We're just going to have to kind of go through it because
Fast.
it's going to keep
Okay.
popping up.
So here, when I was saying Logan's conditioning made actually Mike somewhat off. He's not, but yeah, there is a level of conditioning that Logan had that Mike didn't.
Yeah, if Logan just smashes his back now for this year, even if he's doing some other competitions, I mean, he can really improve by the end of the year.
And Grego's structure looked like Mike the Badass, so it's pretty much ideal. For Vasily, legs are still too thin for upper body, especially for the width of his shoulders and lats.
Yeah.
So I offer him to come here and train legs. I hope you will.
What would you tell him? If
Well, we talked about it. Okay, you want to stop? Right before we were talking about legs, right? And
Let's get through this and we'll talk
these
about
guys
legs
don't know
after
how to
we
train
move.
legs.
huh?
There's a lot of people in Vegas that don't know how to train their legs.
Of course.
We'll go through a couple. We'll let them go through another round of this, and we'll
Okay.
stop off, and you guys can
For
talk
legs.
about legs.
I can see what you say about Logan. I mean, looking at a video, I was there in person, so
Yeah.
it looked a little different. But
In
Logan's
person was
stance
even
good.
more
Logan's
convincing.
stand's really good too.
And Logan is master poser. He brings the most out of what he has. He just doesn't have enough in the width department of the back. Density detail is there. He just doesn't have that V-taper that Mark Summerfield had. Mike. How old is Grego?
Not sure.
Pretty young guy.
Yeah.
I think in his 20s.
Is he already at a weight limit?
No,
No, I don't think so.
No?
just a few pounds off.
Yeah. What a physique. Look at that.
It's just a timing thing, right? He just needs to improve his arms and keep, Hey guys, Jay Cutler here. If you have not heard already, I launched my own TRT clinic. TRT Kingdom is now live. If you guys want to schedule your consultation, please click the link below and you'll get all the information you guys need for better health.
All right, I'm out of this now. Back on us.
Yeah.
And go ahead, talk about legs.
So we're talking about legs. As you know, Jay jumped from the chair. And he was all pissed out that nobody knows how to train legs.
They're squatting too wide, especially guys that are undeveloped around the knees. That's why I say, like, the front squat can be very ideal for a lot of people because you can't really go wide legs, right? We talk about what are wide legs going to work more? Your glutes and hamstrings.
Yeah.
Doctors, I guess.
Doctors, yeah.
But I
Wide-
feel like still it's going to bring a lot of power to your glutes, and it's
Yeah,
not going
for
to
sure.
hit those lower teardrop. That's why I think the hack squat with the platform, the way it was set up, always worked really well for people. Obviously, if you have knee issues or whatnot, it hinders this. But I feel like the feet, and you said it's how you stand. you need to be closer together, and that's what's going to build the whole front quad.
But they train like they stand on the stage. We talk about this. So if you have the tendency to spread the legs apart, even standing, that's how you're going to stand doing any leg press or hack squat or Smith machine squats. Or
is it kind of funny that, do you remember back in the day, if you go to, even before my time, the guys would stand almost with their legs kind of closer.
Together.
And it was almost, I think it was a judging call, correct?
Actually,
like
there
feet
was
together.
Keep together, keep feet together.
And then it slowly transitioned now, so you have the horse riding thing, which you reference a lot. And that's not an insult necessarily. It's just a terminology to having your feet in a wider position, like you're trying to straddle something.
Yeah. You had a complete legs. There's many people that are missing something, either quad or hamstring or glutes. But for guys that need quads, they need to load the quads and not let just weight distribute everywhere. And that's what I'm seeing. There are many guys that have no quads and crazy striated glutes. They say it's obvious. I don't have to even see your training that you're pushing everything from the heels and from the glutes. You know, when you go down, you have to feel that weight of the world is on your quads only, and you lower the weight with the quads. You don't lower with the whole
Glutes,
body.
yeah.
And then when you go up again, if I just push with everything, no. Don't let anything be involved except your quads. Hello. We are doing a podcast.
Just leave it, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have to lock that, Matt. Please. Thanks.
Nice job, Matt.
Did you mark it on an edit?
Yeah, that's okay. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, but then again, some people like you, when you were a teenager already, you have a striated quads and lateralis that is like sticking out. That's genetics, but a lot of people are, you can't build, everybody can build the legs. And whatever genetic is, medialis, lateralis, if you stimulate, they're going to grow. Now, for people that are tall, okay, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I made that comment.
We're referencing Andrew Jack because I felt like...
And the Jack Wesley visors right here, right?
I was over 6 feet.
I made a comment, when you have that long femur, right? And quadriceps is elongated muscle. You can't really get that much volume. But then Paul Dillette jumped and texted me like, not all. So
that's right.
Yeah, you can still make it.
Do you want to go into open now?
Yeah.
All right.
All righty.
So first show I actually attended both. You can Matt to attest to that.
Prejudging.
And you know,
Yeah.
I attended both shows, Milos, and I watched all through each show. It's the first one I sat through. And Matt, tell him why I sat through both shows.
Because for a couple reasons. One, it was easy for us to get in and out. Two, it was 2.5 hours. And I don't know if you guys listen.
What do you mean it was easy in and out? Why?
It's not always easy for him to get in and out because they always had security getting us in and out of places.
Okay.
So not that it's a danger, but he can't move because people want to take pictures and he's not going to tell them no.
It's a good thing.
But if you were at the Sunday panel, remember Arnold went into a long rant about this. He said there's a reason movies are 1.5 hours to 2 hours. They're not 3 and 4 hours because attention span's gone. And when you go to a bodybuilding
the class
show,
is 45 minutes in the school.
and if you go to a bodybuilding show and it's 4, 5, 6 hours,
You're lost.
people don't want to go. But he's right. 2.5. It was 2.5 hours, and perfect time. And Brian, we had seats dead center
I don't
right
know
in front
if
of
I've
the
ever
judges.
sat. I was literally dead center, my back to the judging table.
Yeah.
I could see everything clear, so I looked straight at the box when they came out for the individuals. And to be honest, we talked about this. Like, we've sat, obviously, front row, second row, whatever. We sat on the side. That view I had, when you were texting me saying, what do you think? I had a clear vision of I could see as much as the judges could pretty much see. And I give the judges all the credit in the world because I would never be a great judge. The reason being is like I love the story of Derek. So I had this favoritism towards Derek. And I think Samson's phenomenal. I think he's the best bodybuilder in the world. Okay. So in a sense, here I am saying I was rooting for Derek, But at the same time, I wasn't rooting against Samson because I think Samson has the best body, but he just, I don't know what it is. It's just something, he just needs to bring it in a certain level. And circumstance, Derek just showed up at his all-time best. I mean, it's just like when Hadi came in last year, we thought Samson, I mean, you trained him for a while. I think there's just opportunity where it's like someone finds their rhythm. And I feel like, I think he maybe thought at the Olympia he had that rhythm, but he made a solid point. Not everyone was on the money. So did he win because, and this is how bodybuilding shows are won or lost. People miss their mark. People are, if you had all the guys at their all-time best, who would win this show? I'm going to ask you, who wins this show if they're at their all-time best?
Yeah.
Right now, physique-wise.
Not all-time best,
like,
but okay.
Best condition and combination right now.
Samson, you say it's the best bodybuilder, most complete. There's no question, okay? And I was there for 2.5 years with him, knowing and just watching the beautiful physique maturing and getting bigger and better in all the ways. With the one thing missing, conditioning. Conditioning at a level that if he's equally conditioned as anybody else, nobody would touch him. Okay, this is, pretty much so. It boils down when you say he's best bodybuilder in the world, minus conditioning. And even when I was preparing him back in the day, there was a few times, okay, he'd just say, I need to be in good enough condition to be comparable. He doesn't need to out-condition Hadi.
Which I agree with.
Which so Bob Chick before was saying, oh, he just needs to bring 90%. Now he's saying 95%, maybe 97. Listen, you dieted for so many shows. We know what is okay condition, I can get away condition, or I'm peeled out of my mind. Chris Cormier was known for that he has the beautiful physique and just enough condition, and this can take the guys. And he would even say, I can take these fools with 80%. Okay. At this level, Samson has everything to, if he shows up peeled, there's no question.
It's 2013, one call out and back, just like Phil. If he was peeled.
Yeah, I was not here to do that. Yeah, I mean,
that's the truth.
They would probably want to, and I encourage judges to compare more and more and more. And this is like very courageous statement. They let a wellness Olympia champion lose, and they let the open bodybuilding Olympia champion lose, which means they are judging. Show me what you got.
So I want to ask you something. Why didn't Samson win the 2023 Olympia?
Why he didn't?
Why didn't he?
Because conditioning.
Okay. Why didn't he win? Why didn't he win the Arnold the next year again?
Same reason. We all know that.
Now my question is, and I'm getting to a point here. He won the Olympia last year. Why?
He squeaked in.
It was tied after prejudging, but why?
So Hadi was a little off, conditioning or other. Even though I don't agree, that much. I know that you are saying that he was off. If you just watch Hadi, especially he was number one, you missed it, actually. When I asked you what did he look like in person, because I was watching outside, I didn't even make it there, and he started, and so I was watching on the screen.
Hadi wasn't his normal self. Well, the point I'm trying to make is Samson has the least amount of flaws of anyone on the stage, from head to toe. He's the best bodybuilder.
Complete, yeah. Beautiful, thick, wide.
When the other guys who aren't as good as him do their homework and come in crazy, he doesn't beat them. And he won the Olympia with an off Hadi and an off Derek, and now Derek came back at his all-time best, and he lost. So the question is, did he win last year's Olympia because he was the best guy, or were the other guys off enough? Because remember, they were tied after prejudging, and that was Samson's all-time best, and that was probably the second worst Hadi we'd seen.
I know, but that's how bodybuilding shows are won or lost. There's people hit or miss. If everyone is 100% on the money, which we knew was not going to happen, I mean, I know you want to sit here and throw out Andrew Jack's name, but I still think he has some work to do.
Okay. We're going to go one by one.
Okay.
So let's, as we touch the subject of Samson, and some people are going to, judge me for saying, you're not working with him, and you're going to say this. I was saying the same thing when I was working with him. Samson, the only thing you need to bring is this crazy conditioning, and then God help everybody else. I mean, this is how it is.
That's true.
Okay. So, And this is what I'm saying. I know myself competed in 110 shows, 72 pro shows, and dieting, and many times like, oh, okay, I'm wasted, I'm hungry, and I just don't want to go there. So I compromised, and I was not 100% many times. I've been there, guilty of, but when you're doing Olympia and $500,000 Arnold Classic, and you know that you're the best bodybuilder in the world, and you just have to come peeled and dry, you go that extra step. So we didn't see his updates for a while, and then updates that we were all overwhelmed, right? But again, one thing missing, conditioning. So you would assume that Derek is going to come peel out of his mind. He's a smaller guy, that this is the only way how he can overtake him. Mm-hmm. So Derek, and I don't even apologize, because when you say your opinion, right, it's your opinion, so it's not like I was trying to I told Derek when I saw him, you were right there, he impressed the hell out of me, and he shut my mouth big time.
You said you proved me wrong.
Yeah, he proved me wrong, yeah, because I didn't see it that he's actually pound for pound that thick and big. He looked big for that frame, which is one thing that I didn't consider him. Another thing is I didn't see those legs for quite some time, right? Pretty much every time he competed, legs were not there, which throws off the balance. So if you have a little bit longer torso, shorter legs, right, and then you build up the legs, right, and all that stuff, I didn't expect him to look so complete, so powerful. You sent me that message right away. You can't even believe what you're saying. So you see Derek winning right away. Right?
I didn't think it was close.
And you didn't think it was even close.
My opinion.
Then I analyzed pose by pose. Derek shocked everybody at 2022 Olympia when he first stepped on the stage and opened up that front relaxed pose, and it was biggest X-frame and V-taper differential ever seen.
And I thought it looked better this year than ever.
Yeah. Last year, kind of, he didn't have that, right? It's the same body, it's the same pose. No, it was not. Yep. Okay, next pose. And this time it's like, holy shit. Then the same structure goes into the frontal biceps. Very good. He doesn't have a greatest arms, but he flow in this pose. Another super competitive.
His abs are more defined on his front double too.
Well, yeah, he backs him at his, so you can't really see it. Just a little bit of lines. I think he improved lat spread somewhat, especially because of the legs.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he improved the side chest. Side chest, it was thicker. It was still not super dense and everything, but it looked thick, big, hamstring hanging,
lot of lines.
Glutes. Huh?
Yeah.
A lot of lines.
Yeah. And then when he turns around, there was more difference now this year than last year's Olympia. Yeah. Kind of, Samson was kind of closing on the back double biceps and even lat spread, going all over. Yeah. Even though Derek was still winning those poses, it was close. So I didn't know what to expect. When Derek turned around, those stellar shots. Okay, and then turning into the side triceps is also very much improved. And then ab shot was also improved, even though he right away switched to the vacuum and the side. And I told Derek, and I swear to God, I could see him. Just start with that. Lay down on your bed and do the abdominals and thighs and look at your abs. First drill. You see exactly what I'm talking about. Because he has a deep 8-pack, right? Most muscular, he's never going to win that shot, but
I thought he improved on every single pose.
Absolutely. And now when I look at it, okay, as wide as can be, shapely, the best condition out there, right? And thick. So that was a quite easy choice. I mean, you won the show, Derek, fair and square. There's no question about it.
Yeah, we've talked about this off camera, and I watched a lot of breakdowns of people, and the amount of people that have competed and should have a good opinion, the amount of opinions that were all over the place and contradictions was like...
The problem is where they're sitting in the contest. Yeah. Because I can sit here and brag about how I was ideal seat. You were a little back in the corner for me.
Yeah, on the side.
So, like, I know you said Samson, like, Saturday night he came out, and I'm like, dude, I'm still seeing Derek,
From what I was...
So you thought, because he definitely improved. I think the lighting might have been a little, I don't know. It seemed like everyone looked better Saturday night. Maybe that's just how these shows go. I don't witness enough to compliment on that, right? You sit through every show. I think the lighting I think it's the same stage, but somehow I felt it was like everyone improved. It seemed like, I think
everyone did Saturday night. They looked a
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. When you think about it.
Everyone.
Samson was
Did they change the lights?
Samson was dramatically.
No, I know, but I mean, we're going to talk about, but Bonnick looked better. Akeem looked better. I mean, Brandon Curry looked better. Andrew Jack looked better.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everyone. Samson definitely improved, but I think, do you think he came in a little too heavy?
Way too heavy. Listen.
What do you mean way too heavy?
Way too heavy.
He was 306.
I don't give a shit what it says.
I mean,
I know, would you assume how much heavier, 10 pounds too heavy or?
Yeah, easily 10 plus. And you are one of those that you tell me that whichever Olympia, you dropped 30 pounds day before.
No, 3 days out or whatever.
Okay,
over 3 days.
So over 3 days, 30 pounds. When you're 308 or 706, it doesn't even make any difference, right? And you have the best body in the world, and you're not known for conditioning. You need to get conditioned. And one of the things of conditioning is drying out, right? So I think...
maybe his game plan was, Milos, that he didn't think...
peak at the final?
I think they were going to, hey, this is good enough, because let's be real. There was a very question mark, and I want to talk a little bit about this with Derek Lunsford, because he had, Hani Rambod retires. Derek now starts working with a new coach only 15 weeks out or whatever it is. You know how it is working with a new body. The guy's got legs that were shrunk down, and he has he's already it's working against him. Who would have thought this guy comes back with bigger legs in better conditioning, and that better condition? Well, that's the reason. Yeah. He was flattening himself too much. The fuller look is better for him, but he has to be careful because his height, right? And we talked about the legs. I still think his legs can improve. Yeah. And I know that because, when you have Samson who does, the front lat spread, the legs are really round. Where Derek, he still needs to get a little bit more in it. Listen, it's just a lot shorter leg. But at the same time, like you notice when he does a lot of shots, he spikes one leg out. Yes, to show the detail, but I still feel like sometimes his upper body is so damn wide and big. He's got the craziest shoulder to waist ratio on that stage. So that is going to hinder him no matter how big the legs are. You understand? Yeah. So it's almost like, do you downsize the upper body, the width a little bit, or do you expand the legs? What's the ability? But for him to do that in 15 weeks, when you have to cardio, he told me the last 6 weeks was hell for him. Because I think he waited to really, I know Chris, because I worked with, because Chris is like, we will turn it up at the end. That way we can hold on to we need to hold that size as long as possible. Yeah. And then we beat it down.
That's what Chris said, like 6 weeks out pictures, like people think like, is he even going to make it, right? But that was their plan. I mean, Chris, like I said, for the message that you sent to him, he is no longer a real technician. He is a real magician. I mean, what he accomplished just this weekend alone, people are telling me what I think. He has hundreds of success stories, thousands of people that he dialed in.
Since the 80s, right?
And he dialed in these guys on the stage.
And then there's other guys we'll talk about. But with what you said, I know you're calling out certain people who have experience, but remember that where they're sitting they probably didn't have, like once again, they set us up in a great spot to be able to watch this and have this comments on this. But at the same time, I don't argue that, like, I can see people's perspective that Samson won that show. Listen, I think everyone's going to have an opinion. Like I said, I have some favoritism towards Derek because I love a comeback story because I lived it. And I know how shitty it feels. And we got to talk backstage about winning the title, losing it, and coming back and being uncertain about your future when your coach says, I'm retiring. The guy's going through a crazy transition. He mentioned his grandma and all this other stuff. The guy's, he just had a newborn. Yeah, he's got so much stuff going on, and it's like so much pressure. And like all of a sudden, everyone's like, "You're up here," and then they like shitting all over you, including yourself. Who's like, did you really think he could come back and beat?
No, I didn't.
Let's be honest.
I didn't. That's why I didn't call it.
He sat on this podcast, and he had this. He had these comments about whatever else, and he was very confident when he was here. but there's always that uncertainty.
Yeah.
So for him to come back, we love it. But at the same time, Samson still, I can sit here and say, has an unbelievable body. And he did come back Saturday better. But was it enough to close the gap? I think even some judges saw that he was
It was
8-7. There was a 1 point difference, at the finals.
Yes,
I thought it was a bigger.
So I can
8-7.
understand, like, obviously Fuad's going to favor him and his people, but they're not out of line to think that. Just like the same thing with Andrew Jack. There's a lot of poses. Andrew Jack was very
dominant over other people, yes.
Including the front door bicep. I mean.
So just to conclude with Derek, you said you like a comeback story and you lived it. The only comeback story that for me was I lost my 97 Canada Pro against Ronnie in 98. And I came back 99, but I lost again. So I don't know what that means. But listen, on a serious note,
I puzzled with this
scorecard. It was 3 points prejudging.
9-6 and 8-7,
Yeah, 7-8.
Which,
so
when we talk about it, I really thought that in the morning, Derek should have a perfect score.
That's what I thought, yeah.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Or prejudging.
I said the same thing as Steve.
Yeah.
So there was 11 judges, right?
I think so.
For people to understand. So 3 highs and 3 lows are being deducted. Yeah. So let's say Samson could have those 3 judges, 3 highs would be first.
They could get thrown out.
And then he still had a 1 more. So 4 out of 11 judges at the prejudging saw him winning still. Okay? And then he could have some third place finishes, which I wouldn't be surprised.
That could happen. Yeah.
I think that at the prejudging, there were some people that saw Andrew possibly beating him. Chris Aceto, of course.
Yeah.
Chris Aceto, as a biased coach would say it. But Chris is always
Chris is fair.
Analytical. Yeah, he's very fair. And he calls it. A lot of people don't have the guts to call it. Yeah. But you said it. You confirmed Derek was winning convincingly. And now that I said he was pound for pound, so super massive, you can't say you lost on size. You definitely can't say you lost on conditioning, right? You can't say on shape or some poses that they're not, they're missing.
I think the thing that stood out the most to me was Samson was having a hard time controlling his midsection. It was coming out. You could see it. Even on the side, he couldn't pull it in, and he just looked watery through the midsection. And Derek, being that shredded, it exposed it that much more.
So that was the thing, because I was there with Chris Aceto helping Andrew pose, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. I told Andrew, you have the best abs together with Hadi Chopin in the whole bodybuilding. And these two guys don't have a prominent
men's physique guy. Ali Bali.
Yeah. We're not going to go in the men's and classic. That guy is crazy. But you see, Sulek, you don't have just slightly better abs. You have a way better abs. So that's your ticket to win. Show your abs, glued to the spine, deep separation, flat stomach at all times. Did he really do it? Close to it, but I'm not super happy. He could have done a little bit more. Andrew is known for front relax, oh my God, front double, front lat spread, abdominals and thighs, right? So those poses going even into this show, you were counting, he can be super competitive. With exception, what we talked about it, if he scaled down and looked a little bit lengthy or keep that fullness. I'm all for jacked version of Andrew. You need to be goddamn jacked, okay? So that size, because he was already beating Samson in the upper body in some poses, right? And if you just dig too much and you lose a little bit volume on your legs, like Derek did last year, and he called it, Andrew did kind of for Friday, that I've seen. Right? So does it pay off? You trade one for another, right? But anyway, Andrew, as we talk about, ever since he came on the scene, he is that potential. You said he only lost to two Mr. Olympias, and he beat the third one.
Yeah, there was for people that were thinking Andrew should feel. I mean, obviously he wants to win, but being disappointed. But you lost to the reigning Mr. Olympia,
Yeah.
the past Mr. Olympia, and and you beat a former Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. So
and this is what he's been competing for. What, 2.5 years?
Yeah. 3.
He turned pro at the Arnold. What, maybe 3 years now?
Yeah.
This is the third Arnold. Yeah.
Third Arnold.
For 3 years.
Where is he improving?
Okay. So that was your question. His arms are definitely bigger than 2 years ago. I could see. Back is improved also. But this was a scaled-down version from the Texas. I think that in Texas, he was so big, full, and dominant. So we were kind of hoping that he's going to maybe improve, continue to pack on some size, and then shred down. And that would be a version that both Samson and Derek would, have a full hands with. Okay? And that's what Andrew still has. A lot of people criticize his posing, and I was giving him many posing advices, so, it would be on me if you guys didn't like it. But there are so many experts, right? They're saying, oh, this pose and that pose, side triceps, right? Oh, yeah, he didn't look comfortable and stuff like that. Okay. You can either do the pose for the sake of pose or emphasize the muscle that pose should emphasize. Side triceps pose is there for a reason, okay? You're not just showing the triceps, you're showing everything else. So I challenge those people, experts.
What's the biggest challenge of Andrew with the posing, the posing based on the standard posing?
Well, because
is
the
it
height.
Is it the length of the limbs?
Of the limbs, yeah. That's a height that, of course, you have to be compact and thicker. So his legs from the side need to get thicker, but upper body from the side, let me tell you, side triceps is ludicrous. When he did in front of me and Chris, we were screaming. Stay right there, then turn around a little bit more. So when you have this shoulder striated showing, right, in part of the arm, big full-sided chest, flat stomach as can be, deep abs,
Crazy
and
abs.
monster shoulder and arm, and you turn around, right? What does it look awkward here? I mean, people are saying it is awkward or not comfortable. You saw him before doing on the right side.
He was twisted, but he was twisting too much. The leg was thinned out. He wasn't really sitting down on the leg enough. I think there was a complaint of that.
Yeah.
In body position. Everything was about body position because he does have all the tools to show certain body parts. But like you said, can he just lock the arm out like some people?
Yeah. And we talk about this. When you lock the arm and you show the whole length of your forearm and you have a long forearm, it doesn't work for you, so you have to bend it and kind of hide it. But he is so responsive. Chris was there. Chris didn't know what I'm going to tell him. And as soon as I correct a couple of things, and Chris loved it, and I was convinced that this is the best thing for him, and then we show him, and he liked it. He was super comfortable. Posing without a mirror is challenging, right? Because you don't know what you look like. And then when Chris and I were there, and I could just tell him, okay, drop the shoulder, turn around, abs, that was way better. So I'll tell you, and I told you that story. I was kind of going to go there in front and help him with the instructions, right? But when I sit in the third row, I didn't realize Marlena was right in front of me, right?
Drink it.
So I think that...
This is protein, by the way.
Yeah, really? My voice
New
is
buck-up protein drink.
Yeah. My voice is so recognizable. If I would call it, right, it would maybe disturb her, maybe it would disturb Samson on the stage. And I don't think that was the right thing that, maybe get his attention off of competing. So I didn't make any comments. I wish I did, because there was a couple of times that Andrew didn't turn enough. He didn't squeeze abs enough. When we did back double biceps pose, I did tell him to pinch him, because then you can see the muscle moving, but then he didn't open back up exactly the way he's supposed to. So there was, and this is just because we rushed it kind of, but he has ability to pose like crazy. Yeah, I'm telling you. And it was super responsive. So Andrew, you continue this time in front of the mirror, and sometimes if you have a double mirror to see the back. Pose is not to hit like everybody else does. Chris Aceto said This is monkey see, monkey do business. Everybody copies. You're not supposed to copy. You change whatever angle and stance and
for you.
Yeah, what works for you. And remember, you're not showing the position in the pose. You're showing the muscle in the pose. So side chest, we changed for Andrew. Before, he didn't show me enough muscle, so we agreed you need to look much more muscular. So he has a 2 inches of chest over his abs. You can't miss that chest. Okay, squeeze the abs, it's going to still stick around, and then show the depth. Did he lean a little bit too much? Maybe. So repetition. When he nails it, oh my God. That shoulders.
You know what I want to mention that
you know.
I haven't seen anyone have that kind of detail since Flex Wheeler with the arm detail on the back double bicep.
Yeah.
And even that's what makes this front double look so amazing is when you're up against Derek and Samson who don't have that crazy split in the bis and tries.
Yeah.
When Andrew's arms, it's his biceps up and his triceps
It's hanging.
is hanging.
Because he has a short triceps. So
Yes.
there are all the rumors, injecting site injections. I mean, that's how people are.
Of course.
As soon as they see something.
But you see the detail.
You have a cross-threaded triceps. He had feathers on the outer head. I'm telling you, and I've seen it. And then they say shoulders. Listen, all of us, we have to pin it somewhere, and most of us, his shoulder is the most logical place, right? Not other things, but steroids of unity. So you point out on one little blemish. Look at Andrew's shoulders, feathered, striated everywhere, right? And full as basketballs. I mean, it's incredible. And then the triceps. Pay attention to his arm in the side triceps pose. It's ridiculous. That's probably
So I got the Friday prejudging up. It's going to be hard for me to stop it.
I didn't know that you have it.
Yep. So we got this is a Friday prejudging, and I'm just going to let it play through right now.
So let me ask you this: if he showed up in Texas, where would he have placed here? If he showed up Texas shape, would he still been third?
I don't know. I
To
mean,
say. I'm asking a question I hate people ask me.
yeah. Look,
Possibly.
Because you're not at Texas.
he could have
to watch.
possibly won. He could have possibly win. I mean, because he's just overwhelming. Okay, boom, stop right there.
I can't remember.
Oh.
I can
Why?
stop it. It's
It
because it's a
causes
stream.
something. Yeah, it's a
It's gonna pop
stream,
up.
and then it just shows
Yeah.
a YouTube thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stream.
So let's just kind of roll through it.
Okay, so
I'm
look at the
home
size
watching.
wise.
Yeah.
Look at the size wise. Even leg here, okay? So imagine if the leg was just a little bit fuller. Yeah.
You see, watching this, it's different in person. I can promise you that. I still think the legs really suffered on Andrew.
Andrew to me looks more. He looks bigger here in person. Samson looked a lot bigger in the leg department.
Yes, he did.
But here they're comparable.
Okay.
I mean, maybe
So
I was
that's
watching.
new side
But
chest.
I see that. I like that round.
Yeah. So normally you say stick your chest up.
But look at Derek.
You try that.
This is why we couldn't keep our eyes off Derek because he just had a lot of bells and whistles to his physique.
This is like a magnet. When he hits that pose, he magnetizes. Everybody goes to look at.
I mean, this is where Samson's back. Definitely, we thought he was improving the back double till he stands next to Derek at his best and Andrew at his better look.
Yeah. And Brandon is looking, very impressive.
We have to
He
mention
just
him
like-
because he does look. This
Yeah.
is a very
Okay.
good brand.
So here, Andrew didn't pull out the right lat all the way. And,
Yeah, someone
for
mentioned
some
that
reason.
actually. Is he having trouble with his lat?
Yeah. And
But
Okay.
man, look at Derek's detail. Look at how improved.
okay,
his
so
side shots
look
are.
at Andrew.
Mhm.
They have a comment like, abs were not perfect, which pisses me off.
Mhm.
If abs were perfect, they would be like stunning. Yeah.
Derek's width is just next level for the torso.
Ab shot is Andrews, even though we've seen a 8-pack. Good job locking the door.
But that
Okay, how about this most muscular? Okay, some people hate it and some people love it.
With Andrew? Let me go.
Yeah.
I'll try to go back a little.
Okay, go back.
Yeah,
So-
it looks a lot crazier on camera than it did in person.
Andrew, yeah.
No, for me and Chris in a room, Chris Aceto said he bets his house he wins most muscular shot. I mean, it's overwhelming, I promise you. So his side triceps.
I know,
with
but
a little bit better abs, that would be perfect.
the problem is the most muscular, the legs are at half the body.
Yeah.
And Samson has
Which,
crazy legs.
if he locked the right leg with the feathers, he will look very, very good. Okay. Ab shot, crazy. But he could do even deeper abs than that. I know. And now, look at this pose going into this. It's most muscular. Show me the most muscle. And here it is. Can shoulders be bigger, arms be bigger, tongue be longer? I don't know what he was doing with that tongue, but oh well.
Samson just,
Thickness.
Andrew looks more detailed for sure, but Samson's still got the flaring quads and the density.
Yes.
Yeah. A little bit bigger legs on Andrew, and that's a different ball game.
Yeah. And I like this. Now they're comparing.
And they worked them good.
Yeah, Derek
Shout out
to
to
Andrew.
Steve.
Are we shocked at Brandon?
Yes, I love
I think so too.
Brandon.
I feel like we spoke about him and we did give him the credit, but did we give him this much credit that, I mean, we talked about a lot of people being in the top 6.
Way improved.
I love that. We saw him at the airport yesterday, and he mentioned already committed to a master show, but I'm like, you need to jump in these other shows.
Any show minus these 3 guys, he can win. Right?
Derek's side chest really improved a lot.
Yeah. Big time. Actually, did I even see some striations there?
No, yeah. Actually, yeah. In his chest and shoulders, which we had never seen in the past.
Yeah.
Man, Derek looks even better on this screen than he did in person.
And this was Friday. I thought Derek looked even better.
Where do you get this one? I'm gonna.
This is on the Arnold stream. This is the official
stream. Okay, I'm gonna look at it in my house again. All right.
And after these guys go, I'm gonna let the next round come up too, because the second group was real comparable too.
Yeah. Actually, all 4 look good in the side triceps.
Did we complain about the background of the show?
It wasn't.
No, distracting.
It wasn't. It was like when you see it in person, it's not like super bright. It's kind of dull, and it doesn't take away from the guys.
I mean,
Brandon wasn't as crazy.
Look at Andrew.
But he had a lot of
Andrew
detail.
looks ridiculous like that.
Okay, but a lot of people, I don't like it. What is exactly that you don't like it? It's most muscular pose. You show the most muscle, more striations, more fullness, and shit. And this is, I'm going back and forth. Like there were some kids, telling me about side trips. Tell Andrew to do this or do that. Like, oh, okay.
What did you think of the
When I grow up, I'll be just like you. Second call out. I mean, I'm impressed with both Bonyak and Akeem. And I don't think James brought the best package. I think, that he was better when you guys watched him in UK, Arnold, back in the day. And then Clarita. I mean, I talked to Sean yesterday, and I said, like, listen, you're just heavily out-muscled, here. And
I don't know if he could have came in any better, guys. Sean Clarita.
Yeah,
I thought. I mean, we called him as maybe being in the top 6, but it's just really hard when. When he stood up there, he got a little lost between. I mean, listen,
he brought it.
A great William Bonnick and a great Akeem.
Akeem, yes, yeah. So Sean delivered. He was not over dieted with small legs like he was.
Look at Akeem's side chest, though.
Yeah, that's the best side leg ever. Really. Nobody has it. No, Samson doesn't have that. Right?
And both Akeem and William had the legs from behind. Look at William's legs from behind. Mm-hmm. He's just got clean. He's got clean tie-ins, and for a guy that struggled getting the width on the back and everything, I mean, he's a former champion here. He battled with Brandon, but I mean, Bonnick brought it also.
Big time.
Big time.
I loved it.
I felt James was having trouble opening up his back and in the front and rear doubles, lat spread. I don't know.
I'm sorry to say it because I don't suppose that I'm always critical, right? But yeah, James was showing amateurish posing in everything, including his posing routine. You know, when you're going to step on the stage in front of thousands of people, you have to master presentation and have exact moves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and not wander on the stage and improvise right there. Because when you improvise, you're going to forget so many things. Abs and pop the lats.
And we talked about Bonnick's legs suffering.
Look at
years
that.
ago.
Look at Boniak's the most muscular.
Yeah.
Can you rewind it? Because people need to see that. I don't know if he's Bonac or Boniak. I keep calling him Boniak because of the cognac, right? So
Bonac. I think it's Bonac.
You Americans, you don't know
Side
pronounce
tricep
nobody's
is
name.
phenomenal. To look at William's side tricep.
Side triceps, crazy. And Akeem has a great.
Yes.
Actually, all four of them have a side
James
triceps.
even looks great on the side.
You see, for Clarita, he's so outsized. So for him, you can't be mad that they place you where they place you.
He held his own for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was standing next to Big Ramy 2 years ago.
Look at this call out. I mean,
Look at Boniak, and look at Boniak. A crab was muscular. Look at this now. Would I tell them you can't do the pose for 1 second, especially most muscular? Some muscles you squeeze for a second or two, 50%, 60% doesn't make a difference. Most muscular,
Do you
longer
think they're
you
losing
squeeze.
motivation because they're in the second call?
Well, that's the second.
sure.
That's the second call of Arnold Classic, and losing to 3 Mr. Olympias. You know, so it's not discouraging. Okay,
I'm not sure.
so
It's just us right now.
why
But I
can't
take
you?
it-
I don't understand. Why can't you just freeze?
He
Can't.
can't. It's a stream thing.
It's a stream.
If the
Can't stream.
YouTube credits pop up on it.
You should make a copy of it.
I've tried. It's not. This isn't YouTube.
Oh,
This is just.
why do I know?
this
I
is
don't
just
know.
the stream,
Credits.
yeah.
I don't know technology
All right,
exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I want you to freeze it, and then people can really compare.
You can freeze it for a second. You can't. It's going to keep going dark. The
can
screen.
really compare.
See, watch. I'll freeze it
Okay.
for a second.
So now, Andrew or Derek on this one?
Derek.
Because of?
Legs.
Okay.
Legs.
Balance, completeness, yeah. Otherwise, with inch more on the quads, he would be Andrew. Definitely.
I'll freeze it for a second each time, but it's not going to let me do it for long.
But this is where I want to just talk for a second. So this is where if you go back and look at that front double where we freeze it.
Okay.
To be honest, this is where Samson, like we can sit there and say he has all the body parts, but he still needs some more back on there. Because compared to these front doubles, both those guys have more width than him. The torso, when he lifts the arms, it's almost, he loses a lot of that torso strength. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you have two really wide guys.
Yeah. Look how big Derek is.
Huge.
So
even the arms, like you criticize the shit out of his arms.
His arms look good there.
Shut up, man. Yeah. Side chest.
So, I mean,
yeah.
even all these poses.
So Andrew should have turned more.
It's just
It would be
really
better.
hard. I mean, I just still look at Samson and the side chest. Look at the pec thickness.
That's the biggest chest in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And thick as can be. Not 3D, it's 4D. I mean, this is.
But Derek came poised, confident. Like he didn't it was like more rounds. He's like, let's go, and
which is good. Here, Andrew didn't
Andrew's
open up.
biceps in the rear double.
It's
bicep.
crazy. And for all the people that think that he's spinning his arms, you're out of your mind. Okay, blow it up on your TV screens and look. There was a video, yesterday, the day before, because he flexes the triceps. You can see every feather, and it's just high insertion.
I mean, Derek's balance here, and the way he just posed and hung on to the poses, and the professionalism of the body position, and the anxiety and the just everything. He just had everything perfect where it was like, I'm here. It's my time. It's my show. I'm not the same dude.
It's very impressive, actually, that first he was convinced he could do it. I didn't see it. And then when Chris Cormier was talking about, he has upset. He sees the upset. He saw Derek a few times. They work on some posing. And he said, I'm telling you. And I didn't really see it happening, right?
How many energy drinks are you going to drink today, you think?
7.
Aren't you energy drinked out from this weekend? Or?
Kind of, but I'm thirsty right now.
How many did you drink this weekend, Milos?
I didn't, 0. I don't like it.
How'd you like those meals I gave you this weekend?
I love it. Thank you so much. I finished them all.
Shout out to MegaFit Meals. Did
you give
shout out to MegaFit? Yeah, I did. I sent a picture. I love the bison. I love the beef. I love the salmon. Okay.
So does that mean I'm going to have to give you some more food? Or?
It would be nice.
Are you going to give them a commercial right now?
Yeah, it would be nice. Also, those donuts. Oh my god!
And Matt had a donut.
I had a donut. Look at you got food and I didn't.
Yeah,
those are bum muffins, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So Betty was like, "But this is not the same company. This is Bumstead company." This, all right. So okay, here. I mean, they're all magnificent. Disposed. Andy should have a better abs in this one.
The top
right
7,
now.
8 in this show.
Look at the arm. Look at the arm. Okay, just look at the goddamn arm. Okay, so they would think because it's short.
What if he popped the shoulder up like Jay Cutler style and sat on it and pushed his lat against the arm? How big would the arm be?
Even bigger, yeah. But he's pushing it.
That's the secret. I pushed my tricep against the lat.
Like Barry DeMay and Frank Zane. I know.
Did they do
tricks.
It too?
Yeah.
So when I put that,
but here,
that tricep out.
Here, it's just because his long head of a triceps is short. This is why it looks like it's not normal. Yeah, it's not normal. It's a fucking huge.
All right, so question,
look at those abs.
Question.
Look at those abs.
I know. It's you're standing next to two guys whose ab shot isn't
even if you stand next to anybody.
I mean, Derek was the same way.
Spectacular
I don't
abs.
put anything down, and Samson did. I mean, he has the abs. Look at that. Look at Samson's abs right there.
Yeah.
If he can just do that, he's good. But these guys, like you're saying, they're not sitting in the poses long enough. Yeah. Samson's most muscular is the next level. It's hard to look at. I know you're looking at Andrew, but
Andrew before didn't look big enough, muscular enough in the most muscular poses. He looked impressive and all that stuff, but it's a kind of aesthetic, beautiful, most muscular shot. No. Most muscular calls for most muscle. So show us the most muscle. I think
so where are these guys going from here? Where's Derek go after this?
He's going on Mr. Olympia stage trying to get it back.
He's committed to some spring shows, I believe.
I don't think he should do it. I mean, he should excuse himself. He says he has a diarrhea or something and pass.
No, diarrhea. It's not about that. I mean, this guy is in a clear path for the Olympia if he shows up. And if he has to now diet down for some spring shows.
Right now,
I want to ask both of you. Is it going to take this Derek like this to win the Olympia again?
I mean, this is very close. I don't think he's sure winner with this version. Okay. Yeah, so let's first say, right now there's 0 sense for Derek to do any other show.
And that's saying a lot coming from you.
From me.
Yes.
Okay, yes, because first, guys at that level.
Pacific West Injury Law. Injured? Call 602-HURT. Car accident? Call 602-HURT. Our firm is dedicated to you and your recovery.
They should do every Arnold and every Olympia. I disagree with those people. Oh, focus on Olympia. That's $500,000.
He won 510, by the way.
Yeah, I know, for the Best Poser Award.
And a new contract with Jocko Fuel.
Beautiful. I mean, it's
awesome. Congrats.
I love everything that's happened for Derek. He earned it. He deserves it.
Home.
Oh, wait. We can do this. But yeah, so even if it's, Dennis was asking me. He called me and he said, "Milos, back in the 90s, how much penalty was not to do the show?" And I remember early 90s was $5,000. If you sign up for a show and don't do it, you're going to be penalized, right? Unless you have a valid medical excuse and that can be confirmed by a IBB, right? So now tell me what anything would make sense for.
I agree with you. I'm
So,
on board.
I don't know if Derek physically signed to do it. Maybe
I hope not.
verbal.
I hope not.
He had planned to go through the whole because his confidence wasn't there.
Yeah, now I think his confidence should be through the roof.
Mr. Olympia.
Andrew, I think he's not qualified for Olympia, so he's going to still have to qualify, right? Samson,
If I were Andrew, I would do the Dubai
Samson
show.
loves to compete, but he probably should not compete at this point.
Needs rest.
Yeah, he needs to rest, recuperate, get that fire going like Ronnie Coleman did after 2002, he lost. And then 2003, he saw Jay Cutler on Ironman and Arnold Classic, and he realized, okay, that's fight for a life. I mean, the jump that he made from 2002 to 2003 was astronomical.
Yes.
And Samson is there, like you say, best bodybuilder, most complete. It just fact is, the only thing that can beat him is conditioning.
He's done it. Listen, he's done a phenomenal job being a representative. I think he's still Mr. Olympia. Let's not discredit him one bit. He is still in the driver's seat to go in and win that contest. He's the guy who held the title last year. We can talk about what shows are the most important shows. We rave about the Arnold, but still, the Olympia on the resume is that necessary check because that's still the biggest title in the world. It's the highest paying title. It's in Las Vegas. I mean, there's just it's who everyone fights to. Everyone fights to be on that stage and carry
Olympia
that
is
title.
Olympia. Yeah. Arnold Classic still doesn't have a weight.
There's
Mr.
a
Olympia.
little history. The last time a reigning Mr. Olympia lost a show was
Oh,
the
that's it.
GNC.
Yeah.
And what happened to Ronnie after that?
Yeah. He grew another head.
And he smashed everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Samson could do the same thing.
Yeah, and he probably will. The fan fact is that the last 2 years, all three, Hadi, Derek, and Samson won Arnold Classic and Olympia. All three. Yeah. With Samson and Derek having a 1/3 finish, and Hadi only had a second place finish. And I said that before. I'm gonna throw in again. I think that Hadi could have won every pro show he ever competed in, and I mean it. Like last two Olympias that he lost to Derek and Samson were super close, razor. Yeah. Some judges actually, I talked to the airport. I'm not going to say the name of some judges. Yeah, clearly saw Hadi winning. Mm-hmm. So they said like there was a squeak through the door. First Olympia, 2019, when Brendan was first, Bonac was second, and Hadi was third. That was just probably because it's the first time they saw him and they didn't really consider him.
Could have won.
He could have won easily, yeah.
I actually think this is motivation.
That's 2018, right?
18, yeah.
18.
I think this is motivation for Hadi because he's a smaller guy, and the bigger guy came in who's superior from head to toe and wins the Olympia, and now he just saw the Goliath lose. For Hadi, he's going, well, shit, okay, I can do it too.
What does Hadi have that they don't have?
Crazy detail.
From the front.
Yes.
Okay, let's keep it real. From the front is not comparable. From the back, it's a different story.
But
now,
in the early days, he had it from the back too.
Yeah, but not Derek crazy.
Not Derek crazy.
I don't know. Looking at Derek and that thickness from the side now, he's going to give Hadi some trouble.
Yeah.
Hadi's going to have trouble,
Yeah.
100%. Unless Hadi comes in with,
won the Arnold last year.
But I
don't know if that would beat it.
I don't know if it would either.
Yeah.
They asked me at the wrap up.
Yeah.
And until you stand next to each other, you don't know. But this Derek if there's not a lot of poses he loses in.
Yes, I know, but
and the back shots are so powerful.
So powerful. Front double and front lat spread and most muscular and ab and thigh shot could go to Hadi. Last two for sure over Derek. first two questionable, but if Hadi is in crazy condition.
Think if Derek takes the time off.
Yeah.
And perhaps for just the Olympia now, how much more improved
More
his
improved.
legs going to be?
Yeah. So
He's going he's going back to work.
So we have a Samson, Hadi, and Derek front runners. But then here is also Martin Fitzwater that
He's very comparable.
shocked the world, right? And he is very comparable, okay? Andrew Jack, if Andrew can bring what we all hope he can bring, he is right there. I have to mention my guy Behruz that nobody had actually seen. We that saw him, know his potential.
He's conditioned like Hadi, but he's big like these other guys.
Yeah, and way better condition from the back.
Camera died.
Camera died. But anyway, so for Mr. Olympia, for reigning Mr. Olympia to lose, that's such a hype. And Hadi passing on 500,000 prize, just to focus on Olympia, that he's bringing
How much
everything.
build-up is this and now for the year?
Holy
We're going to
shit.
talk about this every episode, but we have so many more shows to cover.
Yeah.
Let me talk about Carlos Thomas Jr. a little bit. What did we think of his showing?
You see, this is how all the experts and this, I get these comments. Oh, a lot of people think this. A lot of people think that. There is a lot of experts on Instagram. Oh, they all know what they're talking about. It was not realistic. He was, not in a league of these guys.
He looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, he looks like a cartoon by himself.
Crazy.
By himself. But when you put him right next to the other people, then you can really pick him apart. He's great, and I love it. He improved from last time. He needs still a lot of maturing to do.
He's a young guy, too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think he has a lot of time under his belt in the gym. And like outrageous body part. The legs were the best in the show as far as
Crazy legs, crazy arms.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to play this. This is just the final two. But this is Saturday night, and Samson did make dramatic improvements going into Saturday from Friday.
You can stop it? Shit.
Hold on.
No.
Oh, there you go.
I can stop it for about 3 or 4 seconds.
I mean, Samson's legs here was still dominant over Derek's. And shape is beautiful. Derek has a more prominent V-taper. Okay? There's more mass
Why
on
is it an
Samson.
angle shot? Why is it like?
Yeah,
not
there's
straight
not
on?
straightforward. That's the kind of angle that I saw. I was even more left.
Okay, yeah, we are straight on.
Okay. Front double. Apples and oranges. I haven't seen this. I'm sure that some judges saw it.
I could see
Samson way. Yeah.
I think the condition still takes me back to Derek.
Yes.
But
this was not
either.
like slam dunk convincing. No. Okay, it's show's
Not at all.
over. Lights out. Smoking crack.
Only Jay smokes crack.
Okay.
This is where I'm talking about. Derek can improve the legs.
Yeah.
These last two poses. Do you see this spiking out of the? It just. And you have Samson's legs like with a little bend at the knee and straight on. I'm a straight on poser.
Yeah.
Like I think that if you have it.
This is close. Another close pose. We all agree that Derek's conditioning was way better.
We actually spoke about this in person. Obviously, Samson's crazy, but my eyes kept going back to Derek. His legs looks so nasty in person.
Yeah, I know, but look at this. Samson's side chest is
It is
ridiculous.
It's one of the best ever.
Yeah. If this is strided, I was saying probably the better. And then somebody told me Ronnie Coleman's side chest. And then I realized Ronnie Coleman's detail, it was still at a different level. Let me tell you, Samson improved his back big time, but this is still Derek's pose. And Samson didn't look as good as Olympia in that pose also. And even lat spread, I think he was stat better at the Olympia. It's still, like you said, best body in the world. Turning around.
He's got the least flaws.
He knows what he's doing. Posing very smoothly, professionally. Derek improving this pose big time, and I agree with you. He's going to give Hadi a problem in side poses.
There now, the camera's straight on.
Okay.
They switch them right here.
No, you saw the camera straight on now?
No, I
I think they switch them back and move them from side to side.
You see, if this was happening on Friday,
be a lot closer, right?
It'd be a lot closer.
a lot closer, and Samson could have even get the nod. I mean, it's not out of question. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Of course.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
I can understand. Derek's legs, though, right now, look at how much they improved with that outer sweep. But damn, that upper body's big on him, wide.
Yeah.
But you remember the pictures leading up to the show, how big Samson's side leg looked?
Mm-hmm.
And we thought no one was going to be able to challenge that. And Derek came in and proved that and got a lot of lines in there. That's amazing when you get on stage, the detail.
I remember very well that Tyler Mannion gave Derek both side poses over Hadi when 2023 when he won. So Hadi needs to do some homework on that.
Yeah, what Derek has on his side right now is
see here.
Yeah.
Shoulder, chest, shoulder, arm.
Derek
backs.
has youth on his side against all these guys.
How old?
31.
I thought you said 27. 31?
31.
Yeah.
It's the same age as Regan, right?
Regan, him, Nick, they're all within a year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, what a showing. What a show. Yeah.
We got a shout out. There was a bunch of other.
Yeah, so what about the men's physique?
Ali beat Aaron Banks, who's a former Arnold Classic winner and a former Olympia
And
winner.
Brazilian guy,
Montenegro. What'd you think of Ali's conditioning?
Crazy.
I know you guys were trying to figure out how to train abs. I
Yeah.
saw that I mentioned the hanging leg raises after
He
you.
does not train abs, supposedly. And Max Charles didn't train abs.
How do you think he's going to stand next to? I mean, Brian Terry was second to him last year. Do you think he's got a fair shot to?
He has a fair shot for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan Terry has also crazy abs and beautiful physique. I'm going to say it. I said it before. I'm pissed off, really. Okay, I should say that word, but I am. That they don't let them do more poses. What's the point of...
Hold on. Do it again. There we go.
5 times the same thing. Who wants to see that thing? Okay?
The judges?
Why? They don't.
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
They don't. I mean, it's man's physique. You're still looking at the quality, insertions, tie-ins, and every quality. Let them do some posing, okay? Oh, then he's going to be the same as Classic. No, it's not the same as Classic. But I disagree with those 3 stupid poses.
What?
He said the 3 stupid poses.
I mean...
It's a front and a back.
Okay, no.
Pose. No, there's only
poses are not stupid.
It's 2 poses.
There's 2 poses.
It's 2 poses
There's also the side one, right?
There's 2 poses.
No, there's
with
not. It's everyone stands different.
Yeah, but isn't that irritating? Like, okay, I'm here, and I'm back there.
Things irritate me in life. Someone posts.
No, but seriously. So they hit
Do it again.
pose.
Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah,
Show.
you have 1 minute, right? So you're gonna do the,
Yeah.
I'm in, and then like build up, like me back in the face, and back again. Okay, you just did that stupid pose. Why are you doing the same thing? No, I mean at least I say it. You guys all know that, but nobody is saying it.
Well, Aaron Banks hit that back double.
Yeah, he did back double.
That's pretty damn impressive, bro.
So many of those guys has such a great physiques. Let them do something, okay? I don't agree with the Classic physique not having more poses. Why not?
What do you think they should add in Classic physique?
Definitely a lot spread, both front and back. If you are looking for a V-taper, what other pose shows more differential that a lot spreads? Why is this taken out?
If you're a men's physique guy and you want posing advice, DM Milos.
What about our
I got
bikini,
that
what about our
huh?
bikini winner? Amy Delgado was second in this show.
Yes, before with her.
Beat Amy.
Yeah.
She won in the
That's
Arnold
wonderful.
when we were there.
I mean, the top 3 were so close.
Yeah.
You can go any
I
which way.
thought she looked great.
Amy looked phenomenal. I watched Amy train super hard.
You see her pose a lot. when you're?
I didn't see her pose.
Okay.
She just trains like a mad dog.
Yes. She every day she's doing physique updates here in
Now
Vegas.
let's talk about this. Was missing some of the huge names in here.
So,
Laura Lee.
Laura Lee
bounced.
wasn't there. Jen Dory wasn't there. And Maureen were not there. And those are the last
And
three
Ashley Kay.
Ashley Kay. You know, those are the last three
What
Olympia
happened
winners.
with Ashley?
I don't know. She usually does like 20 shows a year.
30.
I don't know why she didn't compete. I'm assuming there's a reason. But she just didn't.
Yeah,
I'm sure she had
I'm just joking because it's
So
so,
do you think
classic.
Amy could have fared better if some of these other girls, Matt, were in there? You follow with
Yeah,
bikini more.
I mean, it just depends until you put them next to each other. She's probably more comparable to some, Jen maybe. Maureen's not really comparable to them because she's just more like, I don't know, some of the girls, in my opinion, aren't as balanced. Like Maureen is balanced from head to toe. Like there's no flaws, no nothing. But she doesn't get like hard. Like some of these girls up there, some of these bikini girls were like hard, like women's physique. And I wouldn't know how to judge it anymore.
What about the wellness? The girl.
Yeah, she beat
Eduarda
Bazara.
Yes,
Right.
Pizzera.
Yeah.
Beat Isabel Nunes, who's the reigning Olympia winner.
How crazy was that physique on that?
Beautiful.
belt?
It's beautiful lady, crazy physique, very feminine, very sexy, bringing appeal to this division. I mean, her whole presentation when she stepped on the stage, she owned the stage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this was her first. This is her debut, right?
I don't know if it was her debut. I mean, she
Yeah, I
doesn't.
don't know
She's
either.
not known as much as
But
the other
to
girls.
beat reigning Miss Wellness Olympia, it's like
And
unbelievable.
and Isabel was in the top 3 for the last
Yeah.
multiple years.
And then Francielle was not here. But,
Jelly wasn't here. No.
I mean, wellness is a beautiful division. I appreciate.
And then Jacqueline Baker won.
Which she participates a lot on our East Coast stuff out there.
It was good to see her.
She was so excited. She was honestly like, it was
Because the last couple of years, she would get second, or she'd be right there, and she was so happy to almost get it, and then she finally got it.
I know how that feels,
No,
Angelica got to retire.
yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah. That was
Taking
that,
her
there
shoes
was
off, that was-
so there's like some backstory to that. Like she wanted to retire on the Arnold stage.
Supposed
That
to leave
was-
the shoes on the stage.
she wanted to. And so this is beforehand. She's like, me, her, and Marco are talking. Obviously he comes from the fighting world. And when you're done, you
the
take your
gloves
gloves or your shoes if you're a wrestler. And he's, we were talking about just leaving him there. And she brought it up to me. And I had a conversation with Brian Powers, and I said, look, she'd like to do it. She wants to do something there. And he said, we'll put something together. I didn't know it was going to be as complex as it was, where they stopped the whole show. And David Bay had just like a farewell as good as you could possibly get it. And they gave her the microphone. Like no other show in the world would have allowed her to do that. So shout out to Brian for allowing this to happen. But the whole shoe thing, she's like, I want to leave my shoes there. And I told David Bay, and he's like, shit, like, what if she doesn't get like the last person? What if she's like, you leave the shoes and the other girl
She was
walks
the
out?
last.
She happened to be, but she just took them off. And I told her ahead of time, I said, take them off and just hold them up. And so she wanted to do that, but she was sent off correctly.
Oh, yeah. It was just beautiful. I mean, it's impossible not to love her.
Yeah.
You know?
She's like the most kind soul.
Yeah.
And when she was backstage, oh my God, she broke down.
Let's talk a little about Sam Sulek.
Yeah. I mean, we were there. You guys, were you there? I saw this. I was there for the show.
I haven't. I've just seen the footage and video. I mean, popularity of that man exceeds anything. See, I mean, it's like Jay Cutler, C-Bum, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, and Sam Sulek.
Yeah.
and then the rest.
So I sat in the front row and I went and watched Brian and he's like, come over, let's watch Sam. So I went and watched it, and he, in my opinion, clearly won.
Yeah.
And the amount of hate that he got, this is rigged, it's just because of his following, and they weren't even there to see it. It wasn't, but here's the thing, it wasn't a stacked class.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like
Were you surprised it wasn't?
yes,
stacked?
I thought for sure. I was thinking, man, there's going to be 4 or 5 mutants that come out of nowhere that are just
This is
going to be
classic
crazy.
physique, by the way. So,
Yeah.
so
Classic.
you guys, they're not.
And I thought for sure there was going to be, and there just wasn't. And
You don't have a
wasn't.
comparisons, because I didn't see comparisons.
I can maybe
is he
find it.
classic though, or
I think he's got an open frame to me. He's got low lats.
Yeah, he doesn't have that most pleasing shape that would mold more into the, small waist. And he has a lot of muscle. Excuse me, he's more into the bodybuilding, yeah, for sure. But he needs to still grow. Major difference from Las Vegas to there is presentation of his legs. Because here in Vegas, he didn't show any separation. And over there...
I'm just trying to find it.
I don't know if you watched that Instagram video. His legs were in. So he learned how to do it. But then he lost them. As soon as he made the one turn, second turn, came back to the front, he kind of forgot. So that's inexperience. That obviously when he does more, he's going to learn. He knows how to connect to the audience. And winning 2 out of 2 shows, getting a pro card on your second, it's a huge thing.
Yeah, it was great.
And he had to win the overall here to get a card, so he was able to do that.
Yeah.
And like Matt said, I think his condition was great. I got to see him.
Yeah, right there. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. It's the first time actually I see it. So he has a better taper than actually I thought. Yeah. Okay. This is a little bit novice.
Yeah.
Presentation, and here also. I'm just standing. I'm not actually posing.
Yeah, it says for whatever reason it's not as detailed as the other ones.
Yeah. Legs very good this time.
Improved a lot in the detail on the legs.
Yeah, but see, flags them and loses them. Now he lost them.
Just bend the knees a little bit.
Yeah.
Push the upper quads out.
Hip flexor. I mean, he does it, but then when you lose it, I'm a judge. I have to now compare you to the other ones. You lose it, you can lose the pose. That's a good one for him. I mean, in comparison.
Usually on a pro qualifier, there's some guys that could go right into the pros and do some damage.
He had that crazy Christmas tree in last.
The other thing I noticed too, when Sam posed, he didn't shake. He stayed in the pose the whole time. It was like he was confident and smooth, and that makes a difference too.
See, again, legs. He has a perfect abs, and then he does vacuum. I would ban the vacuum from the stage.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it either.
Can we petition for it?
All right, I'm out of it now.
That's Arnold all the way.
But it was good.
It's good.
It's good for the weekend
very good.
too.
Sam, you have a huge future. Don't listen to the idiots talking. Yeah. Look at the legs now. Okay. It's all what you have. It's what you show right there. Look at the abs now. Yeah. Nobody likes the front double biceps with the abs. I could care less.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. So, but monkey see, monkey do, and what is expected. So, you're supposed to do. No, you're supposed to do the pose that benefits your physique the most and it shows the most. How can abs be punishable? Like if you show the abs in the side triceps, you're going to be penalized for showing the perfect abs like Andrew Jack. Are you guys out of your mind?
What was your most memorable moment of the weekend?
Well, I mean, Derek winning, the whole moment of pronouncing him as a winner, because you maybe kind of knew, but you don't know. Are they going to let that happen? Are they going to let improved Samson from Friday to Saturday? That I think he showed a lot on Saturday. It was quite a big difference. You said it yourself before the podcast. You're kind of irritated from many experts stating some facts that are far from facts. Yeah.
It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
because I'm just a guy, and sometimes I listen to people that have way more experience than I do, or have been at the highest level, and sometimes they give opinions. It almost feels like there's like a motivation behind it, not just saying you don't have to be a dick, but just hey, if someone's off, they're off. Look, if Samson's on, nobody in the world's going to beat him. Period. When he's off and Derek looks like that, you have to give credit where it's due. Yeah. And for people on there, just I heard some people say he looked exactly the same as he did at the Olympia. It's like that's not true. That's not.
Call a spade a spade.
Yes,
right?
It's not true. If he did, we might have had a different outcome.
Yeah.
For sure. And I can't have this opinion, and the judges across the board have a similar opinion.
So now, you see, if you think about it, if that from last year's Olympia condition was enough to beat Derek and Hadi, and Hadi being crazy conditioned. So, of course, how can you, in your mind, if you're Samson, I have to go deeper? Because this was enough.
I don't know how you're saying that.
What do you mean?
You just said he doesn't look the same as the Olympia. How do you know?
Conditioning. Very obvious. Conditioning. It was very obvious.
Why you guys say that? Well, you had two off guys.
Because his abs were washed.
No. Not looking to other off guys. You're just watching Prejudging Olympia.
Yeah.
And then finals.
You guys were there, so I wasn't there.
No, no.
But like you said in the beginning of the show that, did he win because the guys were off at the Olympia? You're not. It's all who you stand next to judge a show. So do you think he was way off from the Olympia for real? I want to hear both your opinions.
I don't.
So he had better abs at the Olympias. I don't remember.
This time you were Friday and Saturday. You see Prejudging in the finals. You want to tell me that Friday Samson was same as Saturday?
I never thought he had a great ab shot. I used to say this to you.
The condition. Friday, Saturday, it was
Saturday. It was better for sure.
Major difference.
But I thought everyone goes through that. I think Derek was better Saturday night too.
Friday he was
great. He was great, but I
personally think Samson looked better at the Olympia than he looked Saturday night here. That's my personal opinion.
You might have a better memory than me. I'm
Samson.
I'm amazed
Samson
you actually can say that because I don't even remember what these guys look.
You know what it is? They're gonna post the pictures, sometimes comparison pictures, and then he's gonna look like he's better now. I mean, it's funny.
Are you still running this or
no? Okay. It's just plain.
Oh,
so here,
are we gonna comment this?
How do you do the pose again?
Oh my God! I can't show it. I'm not gonna.
Let's do the men's physique call out.
Is that even? No, that's not it. How do you do it?
No, you hit.
I'm hitting
you hit the bodybuilding pose.
What we need to do is I need you two in a posing room. I want to see you guys hit these shots without help.
So are you the posing extraordinaire now, or
no?
Why do people come to you for posing?
I don't know. But ask Chris to see it, he'll tell you. I can see things. You don't have to be a genius. Okay, this is supposed to be the pose.
Do you think guys practice their posing enough?
No, not enough. So this is supposed to be a pose because monkey see, monkey do. Right?
I was waiting for you to really
go off
on this.
The guys pose like once a week now.
And off season, they don't even do it. They check in the morning when they brush their teeth and they squeeze the abs. Maybe
men's physique because they can stand there for a hell of a long time with their abs shredded like that.
Hitting the same pose 10 times. You
think the classic guys work
second time is going to be better than the first time?
Do you think the classic guys work harder in their posing than the open men?
The classic physique pose 100 times more than open, and you can see it. They control the body. They know their angles.
You think there's just too many poses in open bodybuilding? They're just lazy about it? No, I'm saying they're just because if you talk about men's physique, it's two poses. Talk about classic physique, you're limited on poses. I don't know how many are there.
5.
I don't even know. Okay, and then with the open, it's 8, right?
Yeah.
So are they just too lazy because it's too much work?
What is it? 8 is too much?
It's too much. 5's easier.
I got a random question. So to me, it looks like Samson's getting bigger and bigger still. Is it harder to get in shape when you get that much bigger? Because you obviously one of the best shapes of your life was when you were lower weight, not higher.
Yeah.
Is it good if he keeps getting bigger? Is it going to be harder for me to get in shape?
You can't get that condition against when a guy like Lunsford's beating you at 240x. I don't even know what his weight is. I'm just throwing a number out there. It could be 220. It could be whatever. I mean, this is 254, which he says is wrong.
It's wrong.
It's like Matt's bags weighing 61 pounds yesterday on the Southwest.
You know what? Hey, fuck you, Southwest. They're full of shit. Mine were over.
So you have to pay.
Listen,
I weighed both my bags on the way there, and somehow they gained 11 pounds, both bags on the way back.
You know what? Southwest is full of shit. They're ripping people off. Yeah. It's crime. So we go to check our bags in. And I've been traveling a long time. I can usually pick a bag up and hold it, and I'm within a pound.
Mine, by the way.
So we go to check our bags in. One of my bags is 61 pounds, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I put another one up. It's 55 pounds. And I'm saying to the lady, I said, there's no way this is accurate. And she's like, if it's 1 pound over, it's $150.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you those things are off by like 5 pounds, if not more, just to rob people. So fuck you, Southwest.
So did you have to pay $300?
No, I threw shit out.
I don't know.
I had stuff in there and I gave it to the girl
I
counter.
luckily had to take stuff out of both bags and put them into. I had a big MegaFit box. I brought the meals home. I told you because I had leftover meals, and I put all my clothes and sneakers in the MegaFit box.
In here, this is how bad it is. I bring an extra, and everyone should do this if you travel. Go on Amazon. You can get a disposable bag for about $10, and you just keep it in there. So when you leave, you take your dirty clothes and throw it in there. You just check that bag home. That bag was 40 pounds. We didn't gain this much shit. How the hell is our bags all way overweight? They're robbing.
All right, so what were we talking about? I forget.
Getting in shape at 300.
Okay, yes, it is harder if your muscles rounder and more full. We talk about this all the time. Are the guys in better shape today, the big dudes, than when you were in the 90s? And I hate to bring up, because, I mean, Ronnie and Dorian pushed it. Let's not talk about them, Nasser.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Nasser needed better condition in a lot of shows, correct?
Yeah, but he was also very conditioned. I mean, he
Don't
needed
you
better
think Flex
condition from
Wheel
the
was
back.
better at 216 than he was at 240?
Yeah, I liked it, but then I saw him in 99 British Grand Prix, and that's, if you ask Flex, that was his all-time best.
I mean, Sean Ray is a perfect example.
Sean is perfect.
He was never
bone
different.
dry.
What about Lee Labrada? Same thing.
Bone dry. Yeah. This is that one thing. Can your muscle really be as defined as dry when you're 300 pounds? So I've never been there. I do know that I presented 99 package. I was 255 in British Grand Prix, and they liked me over Nasser and Marcus because I created that. But my condition was not nearly comparable, dryness-wise, to lower weight.
So this is what I'm asking. So if someone that big puts on 10 pounds, it's stretching the skin more. Can they have the illusion that I'm in as good a shape as I was when they're not?
Muscle is muscle, right? Body fat is body fat. Do you think that Samson burned all the body fat in process of this contest?
No, but Hadi can do this in the pecs. Can Samson has the best pecs in bodybuilding. Can he do this and ever get striations like that? Very difficult.
Difficult, but with more dieting,
Berto
more drilling.
Think about Berto Fox's pecs.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if a guy puts on that
Berto
much
Fox
more,
is crazy, and he was thick as a
if
monster.
a guy
He
puts on,
didn't have striations like this though, did he?
Yeah, but
Not like Hadi.
Not like, no, but nobody has like Hadi.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
No, there's other
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Think of who's had crazy striations like Hadi.
I mean, Munzer for sure.
Yeah.
Marcus Rule kind of had.
No.
He had.
He did?
Marcus,
Oh, yeah.
He had those crazy-
That one.
That 1 year he did.
Must have been all.
No, it was just something I thought about. Like,
I had way more striations than
So
you.
now-
That's why I beat you.
if
Well, you were more mature, dude. You were kind of older then.
so, if you were,
You had actually
all the
you
way,
had really
all
good,
the way. All
I
the
have
way.
to give you credit. You had pretty good pecs. It's just your arms sucked up really bad.
you're such a dick. So if you're in Samson's corner, would you try to have him come down to one of the lightest weights
So
he's
we
been
keep
in
saying this.
2-3 years?
He needs to come in lighter, dude. He needs
When
to come,
2013, Big Ramy came.
New York Pro.
New York Pro, yeah.
Best
And
look.
he shocked the world with all this stuff, yeah. Then for years, he was just not lean enough.
big.
Look at Ronnie.
And then
98
when we talk about this, I say, you can easily deplete to the show. You can starve yourself. I'm against fasting, but for somebody behemoth like that, you can starve.
You can pull up Ronnie Coleman in side chest of Ronnie Coleman in '98 versus 2003. In 2003, he looked like he was off season compared to what he looked like in '98.
Yeah. I love his 98 look the best.
I
99 was
just thought throughout
just
history,
super impressive.
the guys, as they get bigger, the condition goes away, and Samson is as big as anyone.
Okay, so because you were competing against him 2003. 99 Ronnie from Olympia and European Tour, especially British Grand Prix, and 2003 Ronnie. Who would you give?
Depends on who you stand next to.
Today 99. Back then, it was just impressive to me, like the more size, the bigger, the better.
Yeah.
Because I was caught up in that. And I look back now and I look at my physique and I'm like, man, 2006, I don't know if I was that. Like, why aren't we talking about 2006 as my best look ever? It was the year I beat Ronnie Coleman. Yeah. Why is it never mentioned your 2000? I've never heard one fan or expert tell me your 2006 was the best look you ever had. Never. And that was the first year I won the Olympia. They talk about 01 and 09. They talk about 2003 Ironman. It comes down to lighting, too. I think that it's really hard for you to sit here and say, because the stage lighting is different at the Arnold versus the Olympia. Different time, whatever else.
And there are 2 striations on his chest. Look, 1, 2.
We also had him going with the prejudging. It was at 7 o'clock and not.
Yeah, that was another thing I was going to say, and I hear this more and more, and I've heard other people say this. You got these guys going on at night, and you're never going to see them get crazy nasty across the board in condition when they got 6, 7 meals. And what time they go on this? The Arnold isn't as late as the Olympia, but I'm still going to keep beating it down. They need to have them at the Expo.
You know what we didn't? You know
the Expo prejudging?
Yes.
You know what we didn't hear about?
I don't know about
We watched
that.
Classic Physique. You watched it. I was there backstage. I was doing a seminar.
Yeah.
How great did they look? Did they really change a lot by the nighttime? No, because it was only 5 hours later.
Yeah.
And they had 2 meals in their system before they went on stage.
Yeah.
We don't talk about, oh, gosh, he looks so much better at the night show.
Think about it. When's the last time you've seen, like, and we see it at the Olympia where everyone's damn near off. When's the last time all the classic guys are off and all the men's physique guys are off? At prejudging.
Yeah, classic physique is
Aaron
always
Banks.
nobody is off.
Aaron Banks was off this prejudging, and then at finals he looked a lot better.
Yeah,
But
but I'm just
classic
saying,
physique in
a
general.
guy here or there. But there's times when we go to these open shows and it looks like every guy's off when they're going on at night.
Okay.
Big shout out to Aaron Banks, though. We wanted,
Yes.
he's our guy.
He's been great,
so,
yeah. But he was going against Ali. Ali was just spectacular. Ali
I
believes.
still love a comeback, so I love Aaron's.
Hey, Aaron
tenacity
can still
and what
win.
He does, yeah. He's still a big dude. I mean, the back is just wild.
Yeah, Brandon Hendrickson, you had him on the podcast.
Yeah. Brandon's.
Well, he hasn't come back and competed
I
yet.
think what did he say? I think he's doing New York or
Yeah,
he mentioned it on here. What shows he's doing?
He,
gonna come back.
I love his
He can
physique.
still win.
Yeah, I think he's phenomenal.
Do you see him at all in the gym?
Yeah, I ran into him a couple of times.
Okay.
So you know what I'm thinking about going forward to the Olympia? We're going to have the 3 guys are in the front seat. That doesn't mean anyone else can't pass them. Sometimes people will say you're going to give it to Mr. Olympia because it's politics. All 3 of them are Mr. Olympias.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Nick Walker yet?
No, we didn't talk. You sent me the video today, to judge. I mean, he is not in condition, so if Nick is not in condition, he loses that appeal of freakiness.
So I think
right?
his really peak is the day of the show when the water comes out and that taper is there, and
If the size and width.
10 weeks, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I think normally 10 weeks out, Nick would already be pretty conditioned.
He doesn't really get out of shape.
I think. I mean, it's like saying Derek. You know,
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know. I hate that people judge preps. Dude, this day of the show. Who cares?
6 weeks out,
But-
Dorian Yates was peeled.
I saw side chest and Nick Walker looked pretty impressive today, though.
Really?
Yeah,
That
I mean, it's
video
probably
that's
his
done?
best pose, though, right?
Yeah. His side, he's one of the
Side.
few that could stand next to Samson and Akeem. And
I mean,
that.
Martin's on the come up, but this guy, Good Vito, I haven't really seen much of this guy, but that was a 1-point decision at Detroit last year. So there's a hell of a spring contest, plus the people are not even talking about. I mean, you talked about Bet Ruse here, which we don't even know where he is, okay, what he's going to be able to
He's going to do the Italy and Dubai to
Okay.
defend both
And
titles.
what if Andrew does Dubai?
It's
battle.
going to be a dogfight.
So we talked about that last year. Does Andrew go back and do Texas? Does he take time off? I mean, can he
I
go
don't
into
know.
these spring shows, New York, or
I mean,
he should do
Pittsburgh?
Dubai because it's in his backyard.
Why is
It's
he-
$100,000.
Why doesn't he do? Is he heading back?
Probably more.
Is it?
Yeah, probably more, yeah.
He may raise it. Yeah.
You
Does
know,
he stay in the States or is he going back?
I don't know. I didn't have a chance to talk to him afterwards. But you know what I mean about him? He impressed us from day 1, 3 years ago that we saw him. I would like to see bigger Andrew Jack because he has that genetics
I think
to
they tried
be.
to do it at the Olympia, though, and what happened?
I think at the Houston he was bigger than Olympia.
Would you like to train
Was
him?
Houston?
Like,
Yeah,
like get him in the gym?
I mean, I see that he does everything pretty good.
you didn't get to train with him? You didn't watch him? Okay.
Maybe we'll go out to Dubai, spend a couple weeks.
I
go to
don't have
Dubai,
a
or-
commodity of that. I have to be here. You know, even this whole week being out there.
Are you excited for this weekend? Or
Yeah.
Who's fighting?
Ankalaev and Pereira.
Where's the fight at?
T-Mobile, right?
Oh, look at this.
Yeah. I mean,
Should we buy tickets or?
Yeah, you should. It would be great to see you. And then Justin Gaethje is now fighting Fiziev, number 2. First fight was a dog fight, and this is going to be again. Yeah.
Well, listen, man. We've been on here a long time. How long is this?
Yeah.
Hour and 45.
Yeah, it's a long time. All right, so big shout out to everyone out there that stopped us. I know you wear the red hat today, by the way. You didn't wear the red hat. He did that on purpose. So I said, so we were doing the photo ops, and everyone's like, love the podcast. I said, that's the red hat guy. And they're like, oh my gosh, they didn't even recognize because he wore a black hat on purpose all week, and he didn't bring the red hat.
Red hat didn't even come with.
And I asked a couple people, should we kick Matt off? And they all said no. So
wow. I thought for sure I was going to get
thank you.
You're fired.
But huge shout out to everyone out there that came out and supported us. I don't know if you probably ran into a ton of fans all weekend that give you the support. So
yes,
we love you guys. We love the support. Once again, it was a phenomenal show. We wanted to thank, everyone that worked the Arnold. Brian Powers, of course, Arnold. I did get personally to thank Arnold on the stage yesterday. I actually said, I appreciate everything you do and always looking after us. I know you had great access. I know, Brian set that up for you. And
thank you, Brian.
It was.
You know what we had on the way home?
Next time you'll send me.
We had a great time on the flight on the way home. That wasn't disrespectful. By the way, go to Milos's Instagram.
Yeah.
Caught me sleeping with my mouth open, and he became a vampire. And gave me, I had someone call me today. I'll tell you after, and said, "Man, I didn't like that Milos posted that." And I said, "No, it's okay. It's."
I was actually sleeping on his shoulder, but
he was analyzing the show the whole way home, by the way, and we were breaking down the show. So
and I was watching a basketball game.
Yeah, so we were already kind of going through this, but we had a fun time on the way home.
Yeah,
we were all on the same plane and the same seats, and we were kind of laughing and talking about, that's what makes these shows really fun when we travel.
It was nice talking to Jay in the middle of my sentence. Look at him, he's sleeping.
Yeah.
That's what he does whenever we
nice talking to you.
As soon as he pulled out the bodybuilding pictures, I'm like, I saw enough bodybuilding.
You know what? Not only did Southwest try to rip us off, they don't have air conditioning on their planes either. It was hot as shit on their plane.
Well, Angie had the fan, so that was...
Yeah, but it was for her. She wasn't sharing it. She was for her and the dog.
But
the whole time, I'm sitting in this seat. Angie's here, Vanessa's here, and Amy's here, and those three are having drinks and congregating.
But we had full transportation to and from the airport, which was amazing.
Police escort.
Yes, police escort.
Really?
Yeah.
So Arnold staff, everyone,
police escort.
Dude, everything is first class.
Holy shit!
Yes.
And I actually look forward to going to the Arnold. Our next big trip is going to be FIBO. Matt and I are doing FIBO, which is exciting again.
April 12th?
Second week of April.
Yeah, second week, and we'll be there. So make sure you guys, y'all are European fans, Germany, everywhere else. We'll see you guys out there, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about our thoughts and processes on this. Who did you have winning? Tell us maybe why.
He's smoking crack.
Yeah, who's disagrees. Shout out to Bucked Up, by the way. They have the new
Things are really
protein.
good.
This is actually a clear protein, which is carbonated, which is phenomenal, by the way. So big shout out to
And I'm not
shout out
saying
to
that
Fit
just
Club,
because,
Pacific West.
like,
Big shout out to you guys.
I got to the expo and they're like, "Hey, we have these new drinks," and I went and tried one. You think it's
he
an
brought it
energy
over in
drink.
his bag. He's like,
I'm
try
like,
this.
What the? I gave it to him, and Jay's like,
So I
What is
just drank.
this?
I just drank almost the whole thing. But we appreciate you guys so much. We're out for Cutler Cast 2025 Arnold. It's done.
There you go.